Hey guys, I've been playing Magic for a little under 2 months. It's been a while. And I've learned quite a few things in those times. I've been doing my dailies, collecting all my coins. I think I've done 2 drafts so far, with a score of 1 win my first draft, and I think 3 or 4 wins my second. And besides that, I really do think that I've been getting a lot better at deck building. Previously, I made a video on a mono white control deck. I've upgraded it a bit since that video, learning that there are some cards that I don't really want in the deck, and I just want to share with you guys everything I learned in less than 2 months of playing Magic the Gathering. Here we go. So first off, I want to show you my decks. This is what I work with when I do my challenges. It is messy. What is there, like a bunch of them? I still have the tutorial decks, haven't deleted anything. The main decks I use are white control, and I use the fire one, low mana fire control, a lot when I have to do my daily challenges. And occasionally I use a green and a water deck when I need to do those daily challenges. What's most important is I want to show you guys my own deck building. So if you've been keeping up with the series, you'll notice that there are some familiar cards and there are some new cards in my deck list. I'm trying to run more low mana cost cards just because the early game is very crucial, and although the late game is really cool and that's where all the power plays happens, if I don't make it to the late game, it doesn't matter. So I have to run a lot of low cost starter cards just so I can get to that late game. And that was something that I didn't really understand before in Magic. I thought, put a bunch of really powerful cards, just hope for late game, win game. So one thing I would love to say is that Wedding Announcement is my favorite card of all time. It literally is. There's no card like it. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have card art for it. Yeah, I do. I love Wedding Announcement. It is an amazing card. I wish a card like this was in Yu-Gi-Oh, but if it was, it would probably be banned. So much advantage, just amazing card. So much field presence. I've been trying to run cards that are kind of like Dark Holy. Destroys all monsters on the field. I don't really like them. I know some top tier meta decks use cards like these that just remove everything on the board. I've been incorporating new cards from the newest set. What is it called? Dormanian United, like Seta's Pentagon. This is an insanely powerful card. You can like use cards that are in your graveyard again. Any card that lets you use cards from your graveyard are usually very good, just because your graveyard becomes another hand, and I mean double hand, double the power, right? It's insane. Wandering Emperor is still a really good card. I love using the legendary Planewalkers. I'm so surprised that they're free to play just because they're so powerful, and I have seen top lists use these cards, which I love to see. And yeah, I've tried to use some of the more unique lands. Yeah, I'm running a lot of the regular planes, but now I have a card called Roadside Reliquary, just because like it essentially can draw you 2 cards in late game, because it's so easy to control an artifact and enhancement in my deck. Another deck I've been really loving and I've been playing a lot in my platinum rank is low fire mana control. I don't know what it's called. I just call it low mana fire control, because the whole point of the deck is you just spam out these low cost fire cards, you destroy your opponent's monsters, and you win the game. It is very good, and I'm sure it's annoying to play against. I've played against it myself. Other people haven't. I don't own every single card in the game because I'm going to be honest. You can see right here, I have 0 commons, 0 uncommons, and 0 rares. I've spent everything. I thought I would be obtaining so many every single time, but no, it doesn't really work like that. So I kind of wasted all the things I've been saving, and I'm kind of screwed. Can't really craft new cards. Hopefully that changes today, because at the end of this video, I'm going to be opening up every single pack I have collected so far. And yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments of this deck. I definitely do think my deck building is 20,000 times better than it was in the beginning. And I mean, dude, it's just exciting to like grow in this game, you know? Also, there was a competitive tournament that was held last week on Magic, where top players in the entire world of Magic the Gathering arena, and their decks were showcased, and I took a look at it. So let's take a look at it together. As a Yu-Gi-Oh player, I kind of know what is good in Yu-Gi-Oh, and this is my first glance at really getting to see what is actually really good in Magic. This water fire deck is really interesting because if you take a look, he's running a bunch of like negate cards, and when I first saw the negate cards coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, I was like, oh, negate, really good, you know? And he only runs 8 monsters, and they're really high level. I mean, Tolarian is probably easy to summon in his deck, but yeah, the other dude, he looks like he's really hard to summon. He's only running 2 fires, which is interesting why it would be a water fire deck when he's only taking advantage of like 2 fires. But these 2 cards must be really good for him to run like fire mana. Other than that, I mean, it looks like a really strong negate deck where you bring out your boss monster and then your opponent's going to have to like fight back, and it's going to be extremely hard because all their stuff has been negated. The next deck is by Humberto Paracia. This one is a grass fire death deck, and there's a lot of cards that I haven't seen. I mean, I have seen Galagreater, but there's a lot of cards I haven't seen. So it's going to be a really good resource to use if I'm going to be building a grass or a fire deck to take advantage of some of these very powerful cards that high level players are using. The next one is Liu Wenjiun. So looking at this deck list, I can already see that there's some really powerful cards that I've seen a lot in competitive play. Right now I play in a platinum level, and I have seen a lot of players play these cards, so I might consider running them myself just because they do seem to be very good if the top players in all of Magic Gathering Arena are playing them. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. I already knew Brutal Cathar was really good along with Wedding Announcement, but there's some other interesting ones that I never knew of, like Inquisitor Captain. And one thing I'm really seeing is that the mana is interesting. They run a lot of the mana that's like dual mana. It's either like green, white, or like red, blue. And they don't run the one when it's like, when it's activated, it gets tapped immediately. They want to keep the snowball effect going. So they're running mana that, even though it's dual, you can just activate it regardless. This is usually rare, so it's a lot more higher rarity. But I am noticing that nobody's running mana that's tapped. They always want to keep the momentum going, which I really do love to see. Now the next deck by Matthew Watkins is a lot more simpler. It's just Death. And it looks good. Like, Cut Down, super simple, powerful card that I think it's like uncommon or common. That's a cool pick. If you run a Death deck, you probably might want to put that in. Like, pro players are playing it. It is genuinely a good card. Never seen this card before. And then there's just some good removal along with one of the most popular cards I've probably seen in like competitive play, the Meat Hook Massacre. Insanely powerful card that just clears the board and then it stays up and like heals you and like deals damage to your opponent. But yeah, just looking at Matthew's deck, I'm seeing a lot of really powerful dark cards that I want to keep my eye on just in case I want to build these dark decks. I think this is just such a useful resource. Like Invoke Despair, I've seen a lot of people use it. I knew it was good, but City Stalker, I never knew this card existed. I'd never seen it before, and I mean, there's a lot of them that I haven't seen before. So it's really interesting to get a look at all the top cards that are played by top players. Next one is by Pierre Ludstorn, and it is a fire deck. And it looks like he's running like a low fire control that's mainly focused on like mana 1 and mana 2. So he's just trying to spam out the board, and there is a lot of cards I haven't seen like in all these deck profiles, which actually gets me really excited. It's because I don't know the majority of the Magic cards, unlike in Yu-Gi-Oh where I know most of the cards. It is really cool to see all these really powerful decks. Like, I want to take advantage of this one. I kind of want to build a deck like this. So next up we're going to look at Sam Rolfe, and he's playing a Dark Fire deck, which I actually really like Dark Fire because there is some really cool ones. And it looks like he's trying to do like an experimental Sizer along with the Omnicult Anvil. He's also running cards that get him a lot of artifacts like Voldrian and Blood Tithing, along with like just general good dark removal cards. And this card is pretty interesting. I think it's really new. I came out like in the newest set. Essentially, it's like you get rid of one of your artifacts, your opponent has to get rid of one, and if they don't, they lose health and you draw a card. It's very strong. And then this card, which I've seen a ton of, this guy's only playing 2 copies of it, which kind of interests me because I'm seeing that top players are only playing a few copies of their boss monsters. They're not really maxing out on their boss monsters. And I'm guessing this is this guy's boss monster, because there's no monster that's a higher mana cost than this. So I'm going to be taking notes on that going forward. Next we got Shota Yazuka, and he's playing a plain water and death deck. And just like before, Cut Down's back here again. There's some good powerful removal. I think we saw this card already, and it's just really interesting to see what the pro players use. Like, I'm not familiar with most of these cards. A lot of them just seem really, really good, because they're showing up in a lot of deck lists. Next up we got Yota Kato. He's playing a very similar mana style deck. He's actually running some of the same similar like early game cards. There is a difference in the main deck. I'm seeing a commonality of all the people using very similar powerful cards. Like Ellipse is being used in a lot of deck lists. Either ran at 1 or 2. I'm guessing like as an endgame boss monster. And finally, we have the final deck list, which is Yu Katsuoya, which I mean is different from the other ones because this one is more of an enchantment creature style deck. And I played against this deck in ranked. Essentially, the point of the deck is you like bring out like this tree dude or something. And then this tree dude just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then all your monsters keep getting bigger because all your monsters are like enchantment creatures. I'm gonna be curious to see how well it does in the event. But yeah, I mean, from this video, what I saw was that top Magic players, they don't play tap land. That they want things that go fast. They know about momentum and they want to keep the momentum going. Also, a lot of the very, very powerful dark cards are used in almost any deck. If you can run that mana color, they probably put those cards into that deck just because it's very interesting to see that all of them are running very similar style cards and the best cards in their respective color. Just like you would do in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if I saw like really any staples. I don't know if I saw any like mono staples, like staples that you can use in every single deck. I think the only staple that I saw that you can use in every single deck is called Forsaken Crossroads. But besides that, it just looks like they're running the best cards in a respective archetype. And after all that, I just want to end the video in a very simple way. Let's just open up some packs. Alright, here's the first pack. What do we got? Urza assembles the Titans. It looks like a Planewalker card. That's kind of cool. It's a plane card. Interesting. All right. What else? What else are we gonna get? That's an interesting card. Ooh, the top right, our counters going up. I love to see that. Oh, okay. We got an uncommon wild card. I need a couple of those, so that's pretty good. What did we get? What did we get? Weatherlight completed. I don't know what this is. It's a vehicle. Yeah. Let me know if it's good. I have no idea if it's good or not. What is this? Come on, let's go. Let's get something really, really good. Fires of Victory. So this is what I saw on the very, very best deck list on Magic the Gathering Arena for like the Worldwide Ship Tournament. The guy was running this card. Like, it must be insanely powerful because he was running fire mana cards just to run this one card. I'm happy I have it. That's sick. Let's see, what else are we gonna get? Ooh, Evolve Sleeper. Okay, that's a good card too. Every time somebody's played this against me, I destroy it easy. Like, I don't think it's a threat, but I feel like under the right circumstances in the right deck, it's an insanely strong beast. Oh, okay. Some pretty cards. All right, what is this? Anointed Peacekeeper. Ah, okay, I don't care about it. I already have one. I don't really care about it. He's old news. Bodge Badger. Ooh, a negate card. I like to see that. And also a common wild card. Caves Acolis. Oh, these are good. These are really good. These are like rares. Oh my goodness. I'm really happy with that. That one, that is generally one that I want. The lands that are like two lands combined into one card, those are always good. Those are always going to be good. What else do we got here? Valiant Veteran. I don't know what that is. Other soldiers you control get blah blah blah. What else? Come on. I'm looking for something that's going to blow my socks off. Something legendary. Rata Dodabik of Urborg. Oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. Get off my screen. Come on, let's go again. I like that card. Astor Bear of Blades. I've never seen these cards before in my entire life. Okay, well. Hopefully every single one of those is mythical so that I never have to craft them in the future. Oh, I got a rare one. Okay, nice, not bad. Let's see. Uborg. Oh, this is a mill card. This is actually pretty cool. This is good in domain decks, right? It lets you like mill a bunch of cards. It's interesting. It's exciting. I'm actually really happy that I'm pulling a bunch of cards here. I like this. So a lot of people don't like this card in draft. They're like, too expensive. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's good. Deal 5 damage. Like, that's kind of big, you know. That's kind of a big deal. I like it. But okay, that's a good card. Insanely powerful. You summon a monster at the end of it. I already have one copy. I'm glad I have another one. Yeah, dude. I like fire decks. Even though I think low mana count fire decks are better than like the high mana count ones. I could be wrong. Shivian Reef. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, dual mana. Boom! King Darian. I don't know if he's a mythical or not. He's really good though in token decks. I like token decks. I think they're fun. It's a good pickup. Also, I like her too. Tori di Arvelent. And also him, Battlewing Mystic. Those are actually decent pickups. Happy with that. What is here? I've never seen these two cards before. What about this one? Ooh, rare wild card. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. Here we go. Okay. This is it. This is for everything. This is the last pack. Last pack of Destiny. Don't fail us. Okay, we began with him and we end with him. The beginning and the end. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. You can check out all the new content I'm going to be making. But besides that, hope you have a great day. See ya.